Welcome back. I'm Gilded. Today I'm joined by Ömür, CEO of Dgold. Mr. Ömür, thank you for joining us in this week's podcast series. Welcome.
Thank you, Gilded. Glad to be here.
In today's podcast episode, we'll be asking Mr. Ömür two important questions about Dgold. But before we begin, we'd like to ask him to briefly answer one simple question. What is Dgold?
Dgold is a digital asset fully backed by real physical gold. Each unit of Dgold corresponds to securely stored and verifiable gold reserves, while ownership is represented transparently on-chain. It combines the stability of physical gold with the speed, accessibility, and transparency of digital finance.
Thank you for the explanation. Now, let's move to the first of the two key questions we want to ask about Dgold. Is my money safe?
Absolutely, because what we are talking about here is not a promise but an asset. Each unit of Dgold corresponds to real allocated physical gold. This gold is stored in vaults that meet international standards and is regularly audited. In addition, the system operates under the oversight of Securities and Exchange Commission of Nigeria, the apex regulatory body for the Nigerian capital market. This means your value is protected not only by physical gold, but also by regulatory oversight and transparency. In other words, your security does not rely on trust in a system, but directly on real assets and verifiable structure.
Thank you for the explanation. Now, let's move to our second question. Why should someone who is hesitant about digital assets trust Dgold?
That concern is completely understandable. Trust becomes difficult when people cannot clearly see where the value comes from. Dgold is different because it does not rely on promises or speculation. Each unit is backed by real physical gold stored in secure vaults and regularly audited. Its value comes from something tangible and verifiable, not just market expectations.
Thank you for answering our questions, Mr. Ömür. In our next podcast episode, Mr. Ömür will be joining us again. If you have any questions about Dgold, please leave a comment below. I'm Gilded. See you in the next podcast.